Tellemtribe Tarot, daily readings for my tribe. Subscribe to my channel.
Peace, Gemini. I am Cherokee with Tellemtribe Tarot, coming to you with another reading. So happy to touch bases with y'all once more. You know, I love to keep my intros short, so we're going to get right into it to get some clarity for your situation or any advice that you may need. We're going to see what the cards talk about. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Six of Pentacles. Ooh, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. How you see a situation, you feel like you're getting robbed, as I like to say with my vulgar mouth when I'm not on film, dicked down. And I don't mean sex. Somebody might be fucking you over. So let's see what's going on. The bottom of the, yeah. So Gemini, first and foremost, I'd like to ask our spirit guides, beautiful angels, and tarot cards, ancestors, please provide us with the guided messages for Gemini in the situation where they feel like they are getting screwed over. So I feel like you might have put a deposit on something, Gemini. So there's an event that you may be hosting or an event that you may be a part of, and you had to involve some kind of deposit. And the challenge is that it might be like a wedding of some sort. And I say of some sort because it doesn't necessarily have to be a wedding. It could be like some kind of service where a couple is getting maybe like vow renewals or jumping over the broom. And you are going to be involved somehow, or that was the plan, and you put a deposit for something. So maybe there's a dress code, or maybe there's a dinner party, and there's some kind of investment that you made towards a situation. And you feeling like with the Seven of Swords that they might have swindled you. Now, what's interesting, in the recent past with the Nine of Wands, you are already in a situation where your money was tied up elsewhere. Not even important how your money was tied up, but subconsciously you knew you ain't really have it like that to be putting forward all this money, whether big to them or not. To you it was a big deal, and you felt like, okay, well, y'all are my friends. I support y'all. I support your union, or I support your business, or I support whatever the case may be. It could be a couple of your friends came together with some kind of business. Maybe they're in a relationship and they went into business together and they needed investment and they are promising you back money on your return. But it's been some time and you ain't seen no money and you don't hear no talks of that business. So the challenge is you trying to see them in the same light as being this honest couple that you were cool with. Furthermore, Gemini, you were more cool with one of them than the other. So you may have met one first and then the other was introduced to you after the fact. So you feel like the person who's responsible for this dishonest transaction, or who's holding the situation up, is the person that you're not very familiar with. But y'all have been spending time together and you've been getting to know your homies or your friend's significant other, and y'all blood really didn't mix, you know what I'm saying? But to keep the peace, you never really said anything too much. You might, hint here and there like, yo, this is like, like y'all do y'all. I'm not gonna get in between y'all situation. It don't got nothing to do with me. You happy with her or you happy with him, cool, do you. I don't got to be around y'all all the time. So they came up with some idea, some business venture. I don't think it's like a Ponzi scheme or anything. I think it was a lucrative business idea, and they needed investments, and you invested because you knew that you would get some money back on the flip side. And the time has come for you to get some money back on the flip side, or the time is coming around for it. And you don't hear nobody talking about it. You haven't received no correspondences regarding this. And life around you is hectic as it is. And you could have been using that extra money to do something else. But I feel like Gemini, you have to take risks. And I feel like this was a valid risk that you took because you are always playing it safe. And I feel like your spirit guides is saying that you need to be careful who you go into contract with or who you do not go into contract with. Just because you're cool with folks doesn't mean that on the business side of things that they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, that they're gonna be honest. I'm gonna pull some more cards for the situation, because I see that you see this situation as one that can be solved with a simple correspondence, you know. And I feel like what you should be doing is you should be letting them know, hey, you can give me my money back with no interest if you are finding it difficult to give me my money back with interest, because we didn't go into contract anyway. And your spirit guides are saying don't do anything irrational, because in the near future, the wheel of fortune is going to turn. Because these people actually need you more than you need them. And I don't feel like they had malicious intent. I just feel like they just did not know how to communicate, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, that there was an issue. And because they have extended this offer to a few people that they know, and they're just trying to get their ducks in a row before they reach back out with an update. But that update is taking way too long. What else does Gemini need to know about this really silly situation? So I feel like, yeah, the Hangman is in reverse. And that's basically stating that you've been looking at this situation from the grand scheme of things, just trying to see what your next move should be regarding it. And if it's bothering you and if you're thinking about it a lot, Gemini, you need to say something. But this is one of those scenarios where you probably gotta cut your losses anyway. Because here you are looking at the situation like, I might just have to just chalk it up. It might be about one band, a couple bands. I don't think it's more than 5 bands. And people don't just walk away from 5 bands, but people do go through hard times. People do fall through on deals, especially when it's not written. And this person, aside from who they're with, has never let you down before. So I feel like this is just a one-off. But you still feel like they being like a little crabby, because that's a Jamaican word. Like they just being a little dishonest and stingy with the conversation when they can just communicate and say things didn't go as planned. We need more time. You know, they need a favor. They need more time. And then in your environment right now, you not even like hung up on the money. You just on some like, y'all could have just communicated this shit to me. You didn't have to have me sitting here in the dark like I'm some kind of bum, like you done got me, because you know I still got to see you. I feel like some of y'all work closely with this couple or this person, not the couple, but the person that you cool with. Because remember, for this energy, I don't think you're cool with the significant other of your friend. Not as cool as you are with your friend. They're just like a tag along in that relationship. It's platonic on your end. There's no romantic anything between you and your friend. It's really platonic. And yeah, you just want to know what the hell is going on with your money. But I feel like your spirit guides are just telling you that this is a lesson learned, because Gemini, you've been through this before. It's like you're not supposed to be learning these lessons more than once. You're not supposed to be going into no business deal, friendship or not, without a contract for any amount of money, unless it's just something that you can afford to lose. And even if you can afford to lose it, you still need a contract. But for some reason, you just felt that this wasn't important, because I feel like this person, they know how to flip money, like, and legally, like they're good with numbers. So they might be an accountant. You know, they might be an accountant. They might be someone who does stock market. Oh, that's probably what it is. You gave them money to flip for you on the stock market in their portfolio or something. They had some kind of prediction about something that was supposed to increase. And they had this opportunity for you, and you jumped at it. You jumped at it. And there is a trail, because I think you wired it to their account. So that's probably why you didn't go into contract. But they're not talking about it because they lost the money, and now you feel like you got. But that was also a risk that you knew you were going to take. And also you should have had a contract despite the fact that the money is being wired, because that just shows that you gave money away. It doesn't show that there was any contractual terms that would protect you, protect your investment. And I feel like, Gemini, if you have a significant other, I feel like they might have said, told you so. They might have been like, I knew you shouldn't have trusted that motherfucker. Now look, we could have went to Puerto Rico or some shit with that money. You over here just handing money out like we Santa Claus or some shit. I feel like you more annoyed than anything, Gemini. You just annoyed. Because money flows. Like, I feel like you're taking on this persona, like money comes, money goes. And you wasn't really taking no risk with your money like that. You were just saving, and money being saved doesn't gain a lot of interest in your account. It's just money that's saved. And you was just letting it sit. You know what I'm saying? So then it's been in the hangman segment for so long, sitting. And now your spirit guides is like, yeet. Check for your shit and communicate with your friends. Stop being passive, because this is something that you actually needed. So you need to communicate that need. And then I feel like your hope is that this doesn't fuck up the friendship. But I do see the possible solution as this turning around. Like, I feel like they was just buying some time, Gemini, because I feel like they really wanted to do what they said they were going to do. And you really trusted them to do it. I don't feel like they were trying to spitefully. I don't think that they were trying to spitefully take from you. I feel like this needed to happen because you're going to be in situations again where you're going to have to invest your money, because you're going to be making way more money than what you're making now, Gemini. I know that you're penny pinching right now just so you can invest things in other endeavors. But you just thought this was one investment that you was going to be able to flip to use towards something else. And it's, you know, it's been a few months. Like, it's been like 6 months. And it might have been 3 months. And this money probably dwindled down or disappeared. So, Spirit, what is the message that you have for Gemini to close this reading out regarding this money situation with their friend? What is the closing messages that you have for Gemini? What is the closing messages that you have for Gemini? Yeah, this person is going to give you your money back out of their pockets, Gemini. This money is not going to be coming from the investment pool that they put it in. And it's going to be out of good grace because they respect you. See, the Knight of Pentacles, they coming with that money back, Gemini. So don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about it. And the only reason they ain't come a lot faster is because you just been sitting and waiting, because you never did this kind of transaction before. So you just thought they was just going to show up and tell you what the deal was, which is what they should have done, because they was just supposed to wire it back with interest within the time frame that y'all spoke about. But you don't have no contract, and they know that, and they was taking advantage of that. But they're not going to take advantage of this in a way where it's going to lose the friendship. Because look, I see with the 3 of Wands as the possible solution. After you have that conversation with them about what you expected, and you set the expectation like, yo, you don't want to fuck up no friendship over no money. You don't want to do that. I could put you on a payment plan. And that's when they're going to come and they're going to realize that they were wrong. And they knew they were wrong, but they're going to admit that they were wrong. And y'all going to meet on common grounds, and they're going to pay you back. Will you invest with them again? Probably not. Probably not. But I feel like this situation is going to work itself out. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Gemini. But Gemini, I'm pretty sure you learned a very valuable lesson about investing without contracts. Like, come on. Maybe you're young and you just didn't know better. It happens to the best of us. It happens to me in the past, but not now. And it didn't happen that often because I don't lend out money like that. I'm sorry. I'd rather just buy you what the fuck you asking for. See, the unknown. Trust this situation to work out. Because every path is going to lead to the unknown. That's just the way how it works. You have to just trust the moves that you're making, and the doors will open for you. You had to take this risk to know what it feels like to take a risk, because the risk that you've been taking is pretty small. Playing the lottery don't really count as an investment that's lucrative. This was a better deal than playing the lottery, because you've been playing the lottery for months and months and months and months and ain't been winning shit. And you probably spent the same amount of money over the course of months and months and months that you spent in one day giving to this person, only for them to double back like, I lost the money, but I'm going to pay you back in a couple payments. So just trust the process of what's happening here. It's like keeping shit the same and not taking no risks is not going to get you to bigger spaces in your life. And I feel like just this needed to happen to shake shit up a little bit, because your life was becoming a little bit flatline. You can't be alive and not living. It was something that needed to happen to jog you to take bigger risks. This was just negligent on your part. But at the same time, now that the lesson that you can grasp from it is that you do need to take bigger risks in your life, especially right now. Because if you want bigger, you got to play bigger. But you got to protect your investments by having contracts. And trust the unknown, and don't overthink about this shit. Have the conversation. Stop being clammed up and being resentful like, I should have never. You did. Fact is, you did. Now do some damage control. Have a sit down with that couple or with the person who is designated to handle the business on that, and then sort that shit out. I'm pretty sure they might even have a payment for you in that meeting. They may borrow from Peter to pay Paul, and you're Paul because they respect you. All right, Gemini? So that's all that I have for you. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click post notifications. Drop a comment to say hello to a goddess. And I hope you get your money back real soon. Talk soon. Love and light, tribe.